Good afternoon to my viewers. Welcome back to Cascade Homestead, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a zero-cost hoop house. Now, I am doing a hoop house on my tomato beds. We're only in the first week of April, and we already got highs in the mid to upper 60s, overnight lows in the mid 40s, which are perfect temperatures for moving the tomatoes outside. But because we're in early April, I still have the potential to have a frost at night, which if you get a frost at night, it will kill your tomatoes. So I needed to do a hoop house so that I can cover them with plastic if we end up having some cold temperatures move back in again, which may not happen, but you need the precautionary measure just in case it does happen. So I was trying to figure out, how do I do a hoop house and save myself money? Because hoop houses can be fairly pricey if you get a good one. So I was walking around my property here and figuring out, how do I use something I have on my property already to do a really nice hoop house and still have it be zero cost to me. Well, what I found was 2 years ago I had a big winter storm come through here, and it dropped 12, 14 inches of snow, took down thousands of trees. And so I figured out that on the trees that came down, they're still partially in the ground, and they have branches growing out of them. So I have these long green branches, very flexible long green branches. And so, as you can see, I've already attached 4 of them here, and I'm going to show you how, if you've already got these staples that you nail in with your hammer, if you've got some of those, that you can do this with zero cost. So you take your staple and you hammer it. You hammer it into your raised bed. And what I recommend 2 staples per branch to hold it in place really nicely. Once you get your first side nailed in with your staples, then you come over here to your other side, and you just take the edge of the branch and you fold it over and you hold it in place. And then you get your next staple where it needs to go. Oh, I lost the branch there. And I'll give you a close-up view of what I did. So you're going to want to go about 2 to 3 inches down and get your staple in place. And then nail it really close to the branch so it's pressed up against the bed. Once you've got that nailed really closely to the bed, it's going to be fairly sturdy there. If you notice, it's not really moving. And then what you want is you want to get a really long one. Now my bed here is 8 foot long, so I have an 8-foot green branch. And you want to grab your duct tape, which every household needs a roll of duct tape. If you can't fix it with duct tape, then you haven't used enough duct tape. So you want to grab your duct tape and tear it in half. And then what you want to do is you want to get it right on the edge, and you want to wrap your duct tape around it. And once you get your first edge done, you want to come all the way down here to your next edge and do the same thing. That piece of duct tape wrapped around it. And then once you have your two edges duct taped in place, you're going to go through with your duct tape, and you're going to duct tape each loop. So you're going to come through here, and you're going to center it on the loop, and then do your next piece of duct tape. Just like that. And you're going to come down here, and you're going to center it, and then you're going to do your next piece of duct tape. And the reason I call this the zero cost hoop house is because aside from the free branches you use on your property, it's things that most households already have on hand. Duct tape, staples that can be hammered in, really nothing that you need to buy. It's all stuff you should already have on your property. Once you get this last one here duct taped into place, then you're going to want to go through and duct tape your ends one last time to make sure your end pieces are staying in place. Once you get this done, this probably won't last you for, I don't know, 2-3 years. But if you have a really tight budget and you want to get your stuff out of your greenhouse, this is a really cost-effective, really cheap way to build a hoop house and to be able to get your summer crops out in your garden while it's still early spring. Once you get these last two pieces of duct tape on, you are set. Now let me show you what this looks like. So this is your hoop house. And you can see you duct tape the edges. It's a nice green branch that's been bent around. And if you notice here, I'll show you, I stapled these, hammered these staples into place right there. And I have two of these hoop houses, so this hoop is about 16 feet long. And if you notice, really nice and sturdy. You can see all the way down there. This is made with just green branches off of a tree, some staples to hammer in, and some duct tape. That's it. And I have this really nice hoop house. And I'll show you, give you a kind of a view of it here. Really, really simple, easy, cost-effective hoop house. And so hopefully this is give you an idea to do some hoop houses without having to spend a boatload of money to do it. Be able to get your summer crops out in early spring without having them die. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and to learn some cost-effective ways to get your summer crops out in spring. Thank you, and God bless.